So, hello, what is your name?
Jessý Jónsdóttir.
And where are you from?
I'm from Reykjavik, Iceland.
Could you tell us something about yourself?
Yes, well, I'm 26 years old. I'm just finishing a master's degree in mechanical engineering. I work at the LUF, the national, or no, I don't work there, but I'm part of the board of LUF, the National Youth Council of Iceland, where I'm the international officer, and I work for a prosthetic company. I love the nature in Iceland, and I love Icelandic language.
And are you active in any youth organization?
Yes, now I'm in LUF, active there, but my history maybe, or my background is in the student politics. So I was part of the student council of the University of Iceland. I've been part of the university council, and I was working as a youth worker in a youth center for 7 years. So I would say I've been quite active, and I'm also the vice president of Young Nordics in Iceland.
Okay, and can you tell us a bit more about what does your organization does?
Well, so basically we are the official National Youth Council of Iceland, and we try to or safeguard like youth right in Iceland and to make that more forward. For example, with Vote 16 and just like safekeeping a lot of different policies and making sure that youth is considered in all aspects of the society, basically.
And how and why did you start getting involved in this organization?
Well, to be frank, I saw the potentials. So we are a very small national youth council compared to others in the Nordics. We have like 2 employees full time, and I saw just like what our peers in the Nordics are doing and how established they are. They have a really big space in the government and in all the structures. So I wanted to enhance that and just like put my weight into like making that more apparent in Iceland. So I wanted to make it more established and try to help where I can in that sense.
Okay, and do you think that your activism enriches your life?
Yes, for sure. Like I would be bored to death if I wasn't like participating in some organizations in LUF, in Young Nordics, in the student council. It really makes it more colorful, I would say.
And finally, what do you recommend to young people who want to get involved and do the same as you do?
Well, find the field that you're interested in, like no matter how big or how small, or if you want even to create your own organization. It's just very important to find your passion, and you can find passion in most things. It's just like what you decide to do. So I would just encourage them just to participate and be open and put in the grunt work basically, because then you will see the results.
Okay, thank you very much. Hello, what is your name?
My name is Fernand de Varennes. I am the United Nations Special Rapporteur on minority issues.
And where are you from?
Oh, that's a bit complicated actually. I'm from Canada and Australia, because I've lived a very long time in Australia, but I also grew up in Canada.
And can you tell us a little bit about what do you do?
Yeah, as the United Nations Special Rapporteur on minority issues, I am the independent expert for the United Nations on issues dealing with the human rights of ethnic, religious and linguistic minorities. So I try to deal with the problems of minorities around the world, and also to provide guidance to governments and the United Nations.
Okay, and from your perspective, what are the main linguistic rights challenges faced by youth within the European Union?
I think within the European Union, one of the big challenges for youth and also other minorities is misunderstanding, even ignorance in terms of having language rights. Many institutions in the European Union don't really recognize language rights outside of official state languages. And yet when we're talking about young people, and also the population in general, their language may not be an official language of the state, and therefore there seems to be a misunderstanding within the EU as to what our language rights, quite frankly, in many areas.
And how do you think that the European Union can better address them in its policies and practices?
Well, just as the European Union does in a number of areas to protect, for example, the human rights of children or women, or to fight against racial discrimination, the EU has regulations. It actually has directives. So it has legal tools to protect the human rights of those communities. The problem right now is that the European Union does not do the same thing for minorities, and particularly language minorities. There was a proposal just over a year ago, but it's called the Minority Safe Pack, which proposed a package to protect linguistic minorities and also linguistic diversity in Europe, and that was rejected by the European Commission, even though they had the petition of more than 1 million people. So this is where I think young people in particular, has to actually defend their citizenship of Europe, to actually have the Commission and the EU institutions actually protect them against discrimination on the ground of language.
Okay, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you for having me.
Hello, thank you for being here today, and can you tell us your name?
Thank you for hosting me. My name is Yorgos.
And where are you from?
I'm from Greece.
Are you active in any youth organization?
I am an active member of the Erasmus generation. I am part of the Erasmus Student Network.
Okay, and you participated in the debate that was held by TEJO about languages of democracy. Can you tell us what do you think about the debate, and how was your experience?
First of all, I thank TEJO for inviting me to this debate. I really enjoyed the discussion. It was an interesting topic that I am not very used to it, to put the lingual dimension to internationalization of higher education and the barriers that Erasmus and international students are facing during their mobility. So it was a very interesting discussion.
Okay, thank you very much.
Chciałam poznać jak najwięcej młodych i zaangażowanych osób, ale też chcę wrócić do aktywizmu i jest to mój sposób na odnalezienie ścieżki w Europie.
Hi, hello, my name is Nina.
And where are you from?
I am from Serbia and I represent an organization that's called European Federation for Intercultural Learning.
Can you tell us more about what does your organization do?
Yes, so we are an umbrella organization of 26 organizations across Europe, and we work with intercultural learning and active citizenship education, also working on a recognition of non-formal education and learning periods abroad.
And what do you do in this organization?
Yes, so that's a great question. In the last couple of years, I've done a lot of very different things. I have mostly done trainings and trained our trainers and volunteers in the areas of intercultural learning and active citizenship education. And currently I am doing advocacy, so I'm working on a European level, representing my organization currently in the Advisory Council on Youth to the Council of Europe.
And how and why did you start getting involved in this organization?
So when I was a teenager, I was in high school and I really wanted to go abroad for an exchange. I found some organizations and then I ended up choosing AFS, Intercultural Learning Programs, which is our partner organization. And I spent a year living abroad in Italy, and I met a lot of people from all over the world. And most importantly, I met a lot of great volunteers who helped me understand the intercultural learning I was going through and the conflicts and the problems and the ideas that I had due to meeting people from different countries. And it just got me hooked, and that's how I started volunteering first locally, and then I really got engaged and understood the importance of contributing your time to volunteer efforts and to building bridges between cultures and young people.
Okay, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much, Theo.